Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the post-match show. It's been a little bit of time, but we're here now with me, Sab, from the Clean Bold podcast post-match show because the IPL is back. That's right. The first weekend of this year's IPL has just concluded, so we're here to take you everything that's happened over the weekend and a little bit of a look to what we may think is going to happen across the tournament. But before we get into any of that, as always, guys, make sure you hit the like button on this. So give it a share, tell your friends, tell your family, and of course, hit that subscribe button because we've got loads of great content coming your way, so you don't want to miss out on that. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. So we had two games over the weekend. We started yesterday, which was Saturday. Defending champions RCB went up against Sunrisers Hyderabad. And yeah, what a start to the IPL. Really excited that it's here. Yeah, RCB, they're the defending champions. So now, after so many years of hurt and so many years of disappointment and so many nearly misses, they are now champions. They had that such historic win last year. But now they're defending champions. They've now got the target on their back. So how are they going to fare this time around? Will they cope with a new kind of pressure? Or are they going to kind of drop off after they finally have experienced an easing of pressure? We'll find out. But they started in the best possible way with a comfortable and resounding win, really, over Sunrisers Hyderabad. They ended up winning by 6 wickets. Sunrisers Hyderabad batted first and scored, well, a decent total, 201 for 9. I mean, look, cricket and 2020 cricket has evolved so much in the last few years. We saw in the IPL last year some of the scores by teams batting first were crazy, and some of the scores being chased down is pretty obscene, actually. Some of the record-breaking run chases that we're seeing and the scores that our teams are putting up in 20 overs. And actually, a lot of people predict, we're finally going to see a 300 in the IPL. It's pretty much going to be, we don't think it's too far away. I mean, we saw in the World Cup, a few times teams crossed that 250 mark, but it really seemed on those occasions that 300 was not really out of the realms of possibility. So yeah, really, we could see a 300 in the IPL, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody chased it down. The way the pitches are at the minute and the way the bowling is, just doesn't seem a bowler-friendly format right now. But yeah, 201, 2 or 3 years ago, you think, wow, what a huge score to get first. But again, I think a lot of people, myself included, thought, I think they may be a few runs short. They may be 10, 20, 30 runs short. And that's ridiculous when you get 200 after 20 overs. But that no longer feels like a kind of unchaseable score. It sort of feels like, one-day cricket when a team got 300. For so many years, that felt like just an unsurmountable score. But now it kind of feels just par. So that's where T20 cricket is, the sort of ever-changing nature of it. That 200 no longer seems such an incredible, daunting score. So, yeah, Sunrisers scored 201 for 9 in the 20 overs. Yeah, look, it was a good total when you consider the fact that they were at 20 for 3 at one stage. Yeah, so in the fifth over, when Nitish Kumar Reddy got bowled, was taken out, the team was 29 for 3. So really, really struggling early on, but then a big partnership from the captain, stand-in captain Ishan Kishan and Henrik Klaassen put them back on track. Ishan Kishan was the star of the bat for Sunrisers. He scored 80 of 38, so continuing his good form with the bat. Late in the order, there was a little bit of a collapse, so it looked like they were going to fall well short of any target that we thought could really give them a chance in this game. But then the youngster Aniket Verma, who's got a lot of hype around him, a lot of potential for him, he really came to the party. Quick 43 of 18 balls. Some late order hitting from him pushed Sunrisers to 201. I mean, yeah, in the 18th over, their 8th wicket went down and they were 174 for 8 at the end of the 18th over. So he really propelled them in that last 2 overs to 200. So they would have been pretty happy. Late momentum going in, but this RCB team, they're sort of full of confidence after what last year. But moreover than that, I think this is just a very deep, it's a deep batting order that they've got. They keep coming, really. And they are one of the strongest teams in the competition. And yeah, they made pretty light work of this one, to be honest. They chased it down in the 16th over, 203 for 4. So pretty easy going from there. So, I mean, this is, as I said, it's such a strong batting lineup that really they made a mockery of that 201. They never ever looked, like they were gonna, fall at this. They never looked like they were gonna stumble or anything like that. Looking at the scores, Phil Salt, his struggles are continuing, but RCB are persisting with him at the top of the order. Virat Kohli, the king himself. When you have a king like him in your team, you're always going to do well. I mean, he looks just as good as ever. We'll get onto him in a little bit of time. But yeah, 69 of 38. Devdutt Padikkal, DDP, he scored 61, probably the star of the show there, 61 of 26 balls. So yeah, pretty insane innings from him. 4 6s and 7 4s, strike rate 234. So he really put the impetus in. I mean, anchored very well by Kohli. But yeah, Padikkal was playing some incredible shots. And some late order hitting from the captain, Padida, and yeah, they chased it down in the 16th over, not a problem. So I think even if Sunrisers scored 250, RCB would have chased it down. So that really speaks to where we are with T20, especially in India, the IPL, and we saw in the T20 it is very much a batsman's paradise at the minute. The bowlers are having a pretty hard time unless that bowler is just Jasprit Bumrah. But yeah, RCB off to a winning start in defence of their title, and they look good. They do look good. They look a very strong batting lineup. So yeah, let's see how they get on this year. Are they going to defend their title? I predicted them to get into the playoffs, but I'm not sure they're going to defend their title because I think the winning team will be the team that played today. That was, of course, the second game was Mumbai Indians, who were chasing their sixth title against the Kolkata Knight Riders. Now, Mumbai haven't won a title since 2020, so it's been a bit of a title drought for them. But yeah, looking at the Mumbai Indians team is it's pretty scary. When you look at the personnel in their team, it's not something to be sniffed at. It's pretty daunting. It's going to take some serious effort from other teams to stop them from winning, but you never know. Anyway, Kolkata batted first, and do you know what? Again, not many people have pinned any hopes on them, but they put up a very, very good fight. In fact, they put up a very good total. They got 220 for 4 in their 20 overs. Again, they may even feel that they were 20, 30 runs short, which is, again, is pretty insane to say. They were going at a rate of knots. They were in the ninth over. They'd already scored well over 100 runs when Cameron Green, who is the highest, biggest purchase of this IPL auction, got out. They were 109 for 2 when Cameron Green was dismissed. So then they stumbled just a little bit, but then some late order got the backup past that 200 mark. Just the stars of the show. Skipper Ajinkya Rahane, 67 of 40 balls. He looked in great touch. Finn Allen continuing his amazing batting from the World Cup. He had 37 of 17. He looked in supreme form before he got dismissed. Cameron Green, 18 of 10. So yeah, look, they're going to hope that they see something from him this competition. But yeah. Then 51 from Angrish Raghuvanshi. He had 51 of 29. Rinku Singh with a quick fire 33, and that propelled him to 220 for 4. So again, look, very, very big total. But you felt, again, Mumbai Indians do have a deep batting lineup, much like RCB. They've got a very strong team. So what was incredible is that most people thought it's about 50-50. That's how everybody thought. And considering a team's got 220 for 4 in 20 overs, the fact that it was 50-50 speaks to where T20 is at the minute, but also the depth and strength of Mumbai. I think that also tells you them in playing at home as well. And they were looking to end a jinx today. They've never won an opening game of an IPL, so they were looking to end a jinx today. And did they? Well, they did it with ease, really. 224 for 4 they finished on, and yeah, it was such an impressive chase from them. They really bullied the KKR bowlers. And look, I think that's the kind of thing with KKR. They have a decent batting lineup. It just looks like they haven't got a strong enough bowling attack. So they are going to have to score big scores to really have any chance of picking up enough points to get into the playoffs. But as we saw today, they scored 220. They did not have the bowling attack to even come close to defending this. They were bullied by the Mumbai Indian batting lineup. And yeah, just look at this. Ryan Rickleton, 81 not out, 81 of 43 balls, 8 sixes, and 4 fours with a strike rate of 188. And the Rolls Royce of Indian cricket, the effervescent Rohit Sharma again, 78 of 38 balls, 6 sixes, 6 fours, a strike rate of 205. and Rohit Sharma, he's looking in fantastic shape now. He's obviously got himself really, really trim. Just to add that and his sort of endless and timeless class that he has. A joy to watch, and so nice seeing him still being able to deliver on such a high level, and that he's dedicated himself to getting in good shape as well. But more on him and Kohli just before we finish. Surya coming out, that was weird. Time with the bat continues. He was an impact sub, but sort of a weird 16 off 8. Nothing, yeah, great. Until Tilak came in, smoked 20 or 14. And then the captain, Hardik Pandya, finished on 18. And yeah, this was done in the 19th over. Sorry, no, it was done in the 20th over. But yeah, look, I think it may seem a bit closer than it was. But yeah, Mumbai absolutely strolled this. So look, those two teams, RCB and Mumbai, have chased down scores of over 200 on the opening day. So I think that sets the tone of what we can expect for the rest of this IPL. Much of the same what we saw last year, these big scores being scored, but then teams just easily chasing it down. So what is safe? How do you defend these scores? You think that teams, if a team scores over 220, 230, you should be able to defend that in 20 overs. But look, I mean, the bowling attacks don't look particularly good in this year's IPL. I have to say, looking across the teams, no teams have really got any. They've got good bowlers, but you just think across the bowling attack, they don't look that great. I would say Mumbai probably may have one of the better bowling attacks, and that's simply because they've got Jasprit Bumrah in their team. He again, look, he didn't have a particularly good day, but even then, there's just even on a day where he didn't have his greatest afternoon, 4 for 35. Still 8.7 on an economy, considering all of his other colleagues and teammates went for 9, 10, and beyond that in their economy. So even a bad day for Jasprit Bumrah is a great day for any other bowler. So when you have people like that, you're always going to be sort of head and shoulders. And that's so the depth of this Mumbai Indian team is pretty daunting, and that's why I think they probably will now finally win their 6th title. But let's see. We're only at the beginning. A lot can happen between now and the final. So yeah, just one final word. This is Indian fans will appreciate this, but I think this is for everyone really. I think as sports fans, as cricket fans, I think we take our greats for granted sometimes. We're easy to criticise them when they don't do well. Obviously, we laud them when they do well. But I think it's important that we don't take advantage, we don't take them for granted, and we really take time to appreciate what they're doing, the level of dedication required to, become great and then stay great, even when you get sort of later in the twilight ends of your career. What we're seeing now with Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma is just some exceptional stuff. We don't know how much longer we're going to have of these two, how much longer they have in the game. This may be Virat's last IPL. We don't know. We know that they've both retired from 2020 cricket after winning the World Cup in 2024. They've both retired from Test cricket, sadly. And they're only in the one-day format for India, obviously with an idea of the winning the World Cup next year. So how much longer we have of them in all formats remains to be seen. But what is clear is that they still have it. There's no dip or decline in class. Virat Kohli, some of the shots he was making, there's this flat bat 6 that he played yesterday, which was just a sensational shot. His timing, his fitness, everything is as it was when he was in his prime. There's been no decline in performance from Virat Kohli. Bodes well for India. And the same with Rohit. Like, obviously, even when, fitness, obviously, he's become very fit, more athletic. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks about 10 years younger. But he was always been a great player. This is just going to add to it now. So, prolonging himself and, so maybe we're going to see him play for Mumbai for a few more years. Hopefully we can see him play for India a little bit longer and they can hopefully win that World Cup. But yeah, it's just a testament and a tribute really to them, to, how dedicated they are, how amazing they still are, and that we should all cherish them. If you're fans of them or you're just fans of cricket, and you like watching great players play, we have two of the last of an era, really, of a generation still going, but are probably in the last kind of 1 or 2 years of their careers internationally, at least. So let's take the time to make sure we appreciate every time we see them bat. Whether they fail or whether they succeed, I think we should all take time to appreciate what they've given to us as fans, the dedication it takes to remain on top and to still be doing it at their level, at their age. And yeah, we should all just take time to appreciate them because, one day it all ends and they retire and it won't be long because the sporting career is very short. 1 minute they're just starting and then you never know, and then the next thing they're hanging up their boots. And on a personal level, watching Kohli yesterday and Rohit Sharma today, I'm really a bit baffled about how these two have ended up retiring from Test cricket. Look, we don't know how this has come about, whether it was personal decisions, whether it's politics. My personal belief is that this politics let them go away, which is obviously rife in Indian cricket with their board. And I think that was a huge mistake letting those two go. Just imagine these two still in this Indian lineup, and this Indian Test team really could do with those two in the team the way they're struggling at the moment. We would be so much greater if we had Rohit Sharma and Virat still in the team. But look, all things come to an end. So yeah, just from me, you're going to see these two across this IPL and hopefully playing for India in this year with ODIs and stuff in preparation for the World Cup. Cherish them. Cherish every time they come out to bat. If they get out early, remember, hey, it happens to everyone. They are going to get out eventually for a low amount of runs. And obviously, when they hit 50s and 60s and 70s and centuries that they have done over the weekend, remember them. Cherish and remember the greatness that you was, because they will be gone somewhat soon. It was time to be building a new stars, and you may only miss something when it's gone. So yeah, that is just a tribute to two absolute icons, not of Indian cricket, but of world cricket, of the history of cricket. These are two absolute legends and icons, and it's a privilege watching them still doing what they're doing, despite being in the latter stages of their career. Anyway, this has been me, Sab, from the Clean Book Podcast with the Post-Match Show. The IPL is underway. Who's winning this year, guys? Leave your comments in the section below. Who's winning this year? Is it RCB? Are they defending the title? Is it Mumbai with a sixth title? Is it somebody else? Who knows? There's lots of great IPL action to come. We'll be back with some more post shows as we come. But before that, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.